Last week we ended the week by working on this piece. This week I put it on the car and on the shroud, not really on the car. And I've realized that I cut this a little too short on the end. So I'm going to take it off so we can get this corner sorted down as it should be. Not real happy I have to do that, but it'll certainly be better. Actually, that corner is a lot better than this one. This one got cut off mostly straight. It really needs to curve around here. Okay, so we're finally going to get this upholstered. It's the top of the dashboard. It's pretty simple. It just gets some spray glue on it and this felt, and then the vinyl with a combination of glue and staples, and let's get to work. So here we have the throttle linkage that goes, it's kind of above the transmission, if that makes sense. I've taken it all apart and sandblasted it because it was rusty, and painted it, as you can see. And now we're about to assemble it. It's not entirely clear how it goes, so I wanted to show it to you. So we start with washer. These pieces are fixed in place, they're welded, but everything slides off of this end. And then we have this brass piece. Then we have these go on here, they cover this. This actually gets a felt wrapped around it, but we're going to do that later. So then that's one side, and then we're going to do the opposite on the other. Start with the cup, and then the bronze, and then the washer. And finally, this retaining ring, I guess. It's just a ring, it has a hole in it. So it goes in, lines up with the hole that's in the shaft. It's a cotter. I'm going to use the word again. Use a cotter pin, cotter key, goes in, gets spread. This one's insanely long, so I'm going to cut it down. And finally squish it some more. Now, I'm going to take some felt. We have this felt from, I'm going to reuse it. It's from the groove in the winch side screens. It's the old stuff that came out. It's the right size. It's kind of squishy still. Probably just cut the piece too short, and in fact I did. So we're gonna measure it this time. Yeah, a little bit more. And with that felt in there, it slides very nicely. We'll do the same on the other side. This side's just the same. There we go. Now this will get bolted in place. I guess it actually gets bolted this way. All this junk over here. This is a very complicated system. Lots of things going on here. So, taking apart the generator. Thought I'd film it so I know how it goes back together. That goes like that. Pulley goes on top of it, and numbers facing out. This spring washer and a very flat nut. I'm going to continue taking it apart. So I know, filming it so I know where it's put back together. To the side there, there's a star washer on it. Fold the back, has a flat washer, split washer, and that. I've already taken off the springy coil holder. This comes apart with just these two. Cobwebs in it. There's a split washer on here. Something's been left inside of it. Very careful taking this off. Make sure everything goes where it's supposed to. You can see the brushes. And springy. This one's, I guess, mostly dirty, really. Lots of brush left. Hey, look what I found. Okay, it was sitting behind there, and I moved stuff around so I can get better access to it. What I'm planning on doing is, well, I haven't decided if I'm going to paint the whole thing or if the paint that's on it's good enough and I can just paint parts of it. Like the generator bracket I broke off, and the starter motor needs painted too. It's back there. But some of the other parts I was working on, like the generator, do need paint. I have the paint to do it. So when I'm in the paint, I want to paint as much as I can. I know the bottom of the transmission hasn't been painted. So I guess the plan is to just clean it up and see what state it's in. More than likely I'm going to, decide to paint it all, but I have to get down to see what it is, because this engine was in good state when I pulled it out. Of course, that might have been relative. The engine looked good compared to the rest of the car, but now the rest of the car looks fantastic. The engine might look bad, so I really just need to clean it up and see where we are. I have discovered on this engine that it's not the original engine. I checked the numbers. It's been bothering me, the fact that the engine has just two carburetors. Why is that? Why only two? Shouldn't it have three? And yes, it should. This should be one of the tricarb engines, but it's not. This is a later model engine. It's the 29K series. I can't remember which engine's supposed to be on here, but this isn't it. This one's it has two carbs. They're supposed to be bigger, simpler. So yeah, I'd prefer to have a numbers matching car, but it's what it is. I'm certainly not gonna hunt down the other one and try and figure out where it went, but that's too bad. I still need to check the transmission to see if it's the original transmission or not. I think that number is on my heritage certificate. Anyway, it's fun to see the engine again. It's been hiding, back in the corners for a very long time. Now I just gotta get all greasy and clean it up. Like I said, I'm gonna clean up the starter motor and start taking it apart. It's rusty. I wonder if it's the original and they just swapped it onto the engine. It'll also give me a chance to check out the flywheel. There's something weird going on here. There's a big washer, and it's kind of crimped in place. Not crimped, but the bolt is pinched it, so the bolt doesn't go all the way down. It's very, very strange. This is the bolt that came out of the starter motor. I'm not quite sure what's on there, but it doesn't look like any of the threads are engaged. It's very weird. There's like a copper washer there, and then this galvanized one, and some nasty looking threads. Strange stuff. That would be why. It didn't have the nut on the other side. It was supposed to. It was just shoved in there. And there's a bunch of like corrosion and stuff on it. That's what it is. Good stuff. Oh, there she is in all her beauty. A little bit rusty, but overall, a little bit of wear on the gears, but it's not bad. There's no chips, no deep scoring. Just you can see where it engages. If you don't know how this works, how the old style works, the motor spins, and as it spins up, it throws this back, and it engages with a big gear that's on the flywheel. That pushes the engine around until the engine kicks up, then it's going faster. It drops that off and disengages. Yeah, so this one's rusty, but besides that, it's in pretty good shape. Wonder what this bracket's for. Maybe it holds it all together. I'm gonna take it off so we can get it cleaned up underneath. It has some oil on it down here, and so I gotta clean that up. And then I'm gonna tape it up and sandblast it. I'll just tape up the gear part. It looks nice and sealed. I wasn't sure if there would be vent holes or anything in here, but it's a solid unit, so it'll be easy to sandblast and paint, for that matter. Hopefully, I can tell if it's an original or if it's been replaced. The generator was not original. I don't see any markings offhand, but it's maybe under the rust. So I'm doing some homework today. I've got the steering wheel home. I have the new leather cover for it, and like everything else, it's too big. It fits around the circumference, but when it wraps around the here, it's too big, so I have to cut it down anyway. But what's cool is here at the where the spokes are, there's just enough of it to cover up this plastic bit. So I'm going to modify it so it goes out here and then comes back down to go around, and do that at all three spoke points. I started by making a template out of some old blue jeans, and this doesn't have any of the allowance on it. It just has just to the folded edge because it's a template. So when I put this on, I'll have to cut it a little bit bigger. Oops, sorry, I keep getting out of frame. There, it goes like that. So I've started working on this first by taking the seam apart. So I have just going down to fabric, and then I can make the modifications I need on my own. So that's what I've been doing. So there's the steering rail stitched together. Well, it's about a third of it. Making progress. You can see I've cut it down to size, seamed him to the edges. Now I'm just sewing it together. Seems to be going pretty good. It feels solid. It's about the right size as well. At least what I think is the right size. Feels good to the hand. So I'll keep going, finishing the rest of them up. What I've done here at the edges, at the spokes, just tuck these under and then sew them up, so when they're finished it'll give it a nice clean look right there. Okay, about a third more to do, but I'll go ahead and publish this video since this is what I've been waiting for. If you like this video, click the like button below. If you want to come along on the ride as we complete this project, click the subscribe button. If you want to make sure Google reminds you every time there's a new video, click the alarm bell. Your support is very much appreciated.